Hi friends, welcome to Crack Grade B. We are back with yet another important lecture on the current affairs series that we are doing for you. So this would be the PIB series from the 11th of April to 20th of April 2022. So let's begin with some important piece of news. The first piece of news is the State Energy and Climate Index round 1. Okay, so this is the keyword, that is round 1. So who has released? It is released by Niti Aayog, right? And it's the round 1. Now what is it? It is a comprehensive state energy climate index, ideally covers affordability, accessibility, efficiency and DISCOM's performance and climate friendliness of all forms of energy. So basically, it's one of its kind where DISCOMs means the distribution company of each state, right? So many states have one distribution company, many states have more than one, okay? And in some states there are private player as well, and there are multiple government agency. For example, in the state of West Bengal there are two boards, one for Calcutta, one for the West Bengal, and there are private players as well. So DISCOMs, I hope the word DISCOM is clear. It's nothing but a distribution company. Okay, so this index is envisaged to at par the international indices covering the entire energy value chain. Now, objective is ranking the state based on their efforts towards improving energy access, energy consumption, efficiency and safeguarding the environment. Right, so these are the few objectives that you can see. Most important thing here is that states are ranked on the performance of 6 parameters. What are they? DISCOM performance, access, affordability and reliability of energy, clean energy initiative, energy efficiency, environmental sustainability and new initiative. Okay, these are again divided into how many indicators? 27 indicators, right? So based on this, a score is achieved and then categorized in 3 groups: runner, achiever and aspirants group, right? So I hope this is clear. Now the findings are in the category of larger state. Gujarat, Kerala, Punjab has been ranked as the top 3. Okay, then Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh were the bottom 3 states. Okay, in the then comes the smaller states. Goa emerged as the top performer state in the smaller state category, followed by Tripura and Manipur. Means Goa at number 1, Tripura at number 2, Manipur at number 3. In which category? In smaller state category. Okay. Then in the Union Territory, you will find Chandigarh, Delhi, Daman, Diu and Dadar and Nagar Haveli are the top performers. Right. Then Punjab was the best performer in DISCOM performances, while Kerala topped in access, affordability and reliability category. Then comes the next one. Haryana was the best performer in the clean energy initiative among larger states, and Tamil Nadu in the energy efficient category, right? So these are the very few important points which you have to remember. Then comes the next piece of news, that is time release study. Okay, TRS. So this is being done by whom? Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs presented a time release studies, TRS, conducted by the department. Now what is it? It is a performance measurement tool for assessing the cargo clearance process. Okay, most important thing which you should remember, because many a times what happens is they can directly ask you time release studies related to what. Even if you know this Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, it is, it will be very hard to guess that it is actually related to cargo clearance process. Okay, so here, so these are the few things that you should remember while you read the current affairs, how to remember it. Okay, even if you go, let us suppose that you do not know or you do not remember this, and there is a question like this, and you just remember that time release study is related to Central Board of Indirect Tax and Custom. Believe me, you will find very hard time to come to this answer based on the elimination method, because look, there is hardly any connection. Okay, yes, the word customs somewhat hints towards cargo movement, still you cannot be sure of it. Okay, so it's important that you remember few keywords, then everything you can build upon, because nobody knows what will be the actual question is. How would the question come up? Every year the challenge is different. Every year the depth of question keeps on increasing. So you will have to build this method of remembering few keywords, so that entire thing can be built upon those keywords. Then let's move to the method adopted. The study released average cargo time release, that is time taken from the arrival of the cargo at custom station to its eventual release for import or export, as the case may be. So what the customs department CBIC is doing, they are studying the average time. So this would be one of the important thing to for ease of doing business as well, because there is no point a cargo shipment is waiting at the seaport, even if it's for import purpose and for export purpose. No point, even if there is a delay of 1 day, that is a delay. Okay, that has to come down. So that is what they're trying to do using this kind of thing. Okay, so 15 major customs formation, including 4 port categories, that is seaport, air cargo complex, inland container depot, then integrated check post. Okay, so let's move to the next one, that is 4th annual US India 2+2 ministerial dialogue. So you might be hearing this in the news because of our external affairs S Jaishankar's comment on the US soil. So let us know what this India US 2+2 ministerial dialogue is. So the defense minister from the Union of India and the external affairs minister from the Union of India and their counterpart from the United States of America, that is Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin. So this 4 people, this is an initiative called 2+2 ministerial dialogue. So they discuss wide variety of things between the 2 nations, right? So this was the discussion. So that is about 2+2 dialogue between India and ASALIS. Now, this 2+2 has 4 key partners. Who are they? US, Australia, Japan and Russia. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Next piece of news, yes, Indigenous Intelligence Transport System ITS solution for Indian traffic scenario launched under the Intrans 2 program. Okay, so what is it? ODWAS. So if any of you are automobile enthusiasts, then you would know that there are few cars in India that has ODWAS system, right? So this is a system, this will give an early warning to the driver based on the camera and the sensor that is being that is being put in the cars. Okay, so this was developed where Center for Development of Advanced Computing plus Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. Okay, and who is the industrial collaborator is the Mahindra and Mahindra. So the new vehicle from Mahindra, XUV 700, has this feature. Okay, and there are few other vehicles as well, so let's not discuss that, but yes, this is one of the vehicle from Mahindra which has this. Okay, so these are the keywords that you should know. Now let's move to the next one, Smart Cities Urbanization Conference 2020. Okay, so this was held where? This was held in Surat, Gujarat. Look, dates are almost negligible. You can keep it at the last. In the order of precedence, you can keep it in the last to remember. First thing, where it was held and what was the theme. Okay, so event was organized based on the 5 themes: reimaging public spaces, digital governance, climate cities, innovation, smart finance. Now, few awards were given. This, I would say, the most important thing. Surat and Indore were given the Best City Award, where ISSC 2022. Uttar Pradesh was awarded the Best State, Chandigarh the Best Union Territory. Fine. Now, what are the things that was released here? Urban Outcome Framework 22, Ease of Living, Municipal Performance Index, and Data Maturity and Climate Smart Cities Assessment Framework. Okay, so let's now move to the, see, there are few things which I'm skipping because everything we can't cover in the video. Video is to just make you understand and point some important points so that you at least remember those. then obviously you will have to complement all the videos that you see or that you come across by reading, you know. So use our current affair material to at least go through all this 2 times. That would be enough. Then let's move to the next news article, that is, okay, so since there are very few news, so let's now move to the one-liners. So ethanol blending, right? So this is more sort of an update than of a current affair. Production of ethanol has increased from 173 crore liters to 302 crore liters, right? Very important piece of news. Now, how it has happened, you can go through all this point, that would be fine. And why this type of news important, I'll tell you. It's because of, if you get something to write on renewable energy or climate change, right, or COP26, what India is doing, anything related to this, you can include all these points, right? Blindly you can include these points, and when you include, you will have to just connect through the points. That would be enough. And if you want to include this, the only thing that you will have to do is at least give it a read 2 to 3 times. That is, that would be more than enough as of now. Then before the examination, if time permits, go through it again 1 time, and I can assure you that you will have very good fodder material when you sit to write the phase 2 descriptive part. Okay, then important points related to NABARD. That fund released to NABARD during the financial year 21-22, rupees 160 crore was released to NABARD, the nodal bank, under the ethanol entrance subvention scheme of the department. Okay, so farmers are getting the benefits of loans and other schemes from the government agencies for ethanol production. Now, next is UDAN scheme selected for Prime Minister Award for the excellence in public administration. Okay, so this is very important piece of news. Which scheme? Directly there can be a question that which scheme has been selected, for the Prime Minister Award for the excellence in public administration. So in that case, you should know anything and everything about UDAN scheme, right? And you don't have to hunt anywhere. You can find it in our current affair material itself. Okay, so with this we try to make your life easier by getting all the important piece of information in one place. Then there is a national conference on the health and socially secured village, and this was done by the Ministry of Panchayati Raj. So let us quickly, okay, so now National Conference on Agriculture for Kharif campaign 2022-23. Now what happened is that National Conference on Agriculture Kharif campaign, this was started. What's the objective? To review and assess the crop performance during the preceding crop season and fix crop wise target for Kharif season in consultation with the state government. Okay, ensure supply of critical inputs and facilitate adoption of innovative technologies with a view to enhance production and productivity of the crops. Okay, so then there are some schemes that got updated. So Har Ghar Jal by 2024. So what happened is that the minister just informed that Haryana, Telangana and Goa have achieved 100% of their target. So this type of information we usually skip. Why? I will tell you. See, it was in the news as the minister is making a comment, right? And do you think if you go through a newspaper or any website, will you be interested in reading what minister is telling? We have multiple ministers. Obviously, when some Prime Minister tells something regarding the country, you will listen. The newspaper will write it in the bold letter, right? But in simple words, many ministers, state ministers or the ministers with independent charge, when they speaks up, it is hard that newspaper also picks up. Okay, even if those picks up, that is not in bold, and even if you come across, you will tend to ignore because that's a comment from a minister, right? But most of the times, those talks we have the data. So here the minister has informed that Haryana, Telangana and Goa has achieved 100% of their target. See, and let me tell you one more thing. You will have to always remember where the minister is speaking. Okay, so if the minister is speaking directly to media in an unofficial setup, then obviously if there is any data on that particular setup, you can completely ignore. Okay, but if that setup is completely professional, means that that address to media is from the ministry's side, then anything that is spoken on that or any data that is given to media becomes very, very important. Okay, so you will also have to think on those points when you read the current affairs. Now, Samvidhan se Samriddhi. What happened is here is that additional 126 cities have been included or have been added by the whom? By the Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Okay, then so with this we have come to the end of this lecture. We wish you very good luck from Team Grade B. Happy and thank you learning. Let's meet in next lecture.